Yes, Mr. Nxumalo.
Thank you, my lord. Firstly, there's a concern, my lord, of the aircon that it is cold now. Some of the
Want them to switch it off.
yes.
Where's the court order?
Over them. Over there.
Yes, I'll proceed in the meantime.
Okay, fine.
Yes, thank you. Lieutenant Colonel, the exhibit, that is exhibit 2, is it before court now?
The firearm.
Yes.
That's correct.
Is that the exhibit, is that exhibit 2 that warrant officer Nurovs did test?
That's correct.
Isona isikhombisa sesibili lesisashela warrant officer yebo.
Is that the exhibit that you received on Monday, the 20th of July, 2020?
Isona
Cleveland.
isikhombisa thola ngomsombuluko July 20.
That's correct.
That is kunjani?
At Cleveland Police Station. Warrant officer, can you give the description of that firearm? Describe it.
Sichazele kabanzi ngalesi sibhamu lesi ukuthi sinjani.
Description of it.
Yes.
That's, as I wrote it here. It's a 9mm parabellum CZ model 75.
Sijengoba ngisichazile la ukuthi 9mm parabellum CZ 45.
The words, Lieutenant Colonel, the 9mm parabellum caliber CZ model 75. Where did you get those words?
Lo magama wathola.
Where did I get the word?
Yes. You know, you said you received a 9mm parabellum CZ 75. So where did you get those words? That it was a CZ 75.
9mm
CZ 75.
parabellum CZ 75. Wathola kula magama la.
It's the name of the firearm and the model of it.
Igama lesibhamu.
Is it correct, Lieutenant Colonel, that you told this court that the serial number of the firearm was obliterated, meaning it was filed off?
Iqinisweni ukuthi wathola inombolo lesibhamu isusiwe ukuthi bayifile.
That's correct, man.
Yebo kunjani?
On the slide of the exhibit, that is exhibit 2 of the record, is the description of that exhibit engraved? Do you understand the question?
No.
On the slide.
On the slide of the firearm, on the barrel, is the description of the firearm, the 9mm parabellum model CZ75, engraved on the barrel of the firearm?
Usho libhaliwe yini igama lesibhamu lapha embhobheni walesi sibhamu?
You see, is this model, name and model, or the serial number?
The name and model.
Is it written on the slide?
Yes.
Usho igama nebhodle lesibhamu ukuthi libhaliwe yini?
Normally it's written on the slide. CZ
Yes.
model 75 years.
Okay, can you read for the record the name and the model of the firearm that appears on the slide?
Sifundele imodel nena yaleso sibhamu lebhaliwe la.
Safe, man. It's not good.
hayi sikhuselekile ngoba asinazo inhlanga.
It's written on the slide, CZ75.
Ibhaliwe lapha eceleni kwesibhamu ukuthi CZ75.
It's written here, man.
CZ75.
That's correct.
Are those the only words that are appearing there?
You want to phela amagama avela lapha?
Must I read everything that's written on the slide?
Yes, please.
Cela sifundele konke okulapha esibhamini.
It says CZ75 Cal Lua.
Ibhaliwe ukuthi CZ75 Kalua.
That's all that's written on the slide.
Yibona kuphela ubhalwe lapha kuslide.
Can I also have a look? Can I also have a look at the exhibit? I also see, Lieutenant Colonel, that there are words engraved that it is made in Czech Republic.
Yabona kubhaliwe futhi ukuthi lesi sibhamu sakhiwa ezweni lase-Czechoslovakia.
Malot, it's made in Czech Republic, and it's the CZ stands for Seska Zebriovka.
I say lesi sibhamu senziwa e-Czech Republic, and lapha ukuthi lo CZ umele Seska Zebriovka.
And made in Czech Republic is written on the frame, not on the slide.
athi ke made in Czech Republic usho sakwa Czech Republic frame awukho espami ku slide.
On Exhibit 1 of the record, which is the copy of the SAP 13 register, which was completed by Warrant Officer Masondo. On the 10th of February 2015, he documented the following at 3.1. 1 times 9mm black pistol, Czech Republic, CZ75 Carl Luger. That is on the copy of the SAP 13 register.
Lapha ku SAP 13 ubhala ukuthi ubhale uMasondo lapha echaza lesi sibhamu uthi i-9mm yodwa emnyama isibhamu sase isibhala ukuthi Czech Republic CZ75 Carl Luger.
Serial number 5 off.
Uthi yasho ukuthi isusiwe ke i-serial number.
So the question is, the firearm that you received, Lieutenant Colonel, on the 20th of July 2020, is it the same firearm that Warrant Officer Masondo entered in the SAP 13 register as the Exhibit 1 of the record?
And isibhamu wasithola wena yiso yini lesi sibhamu uMasondo akhuluma ngaso la.
It's the same pistol, my lord.
Yes, boy, yisona lesi sibhamu.
Lieutenant Colonel, I want us to go now to, or before that, it is a 9mm. Does it eject cartridges? Empty cartridges.
That's correct, my lord. It's a pistol. For every shot you fire, you eject the fire cartridge case and load another one into the chamber. That's why it's called a semi-automatic.
Yebo ilolu hlobo lesibhamu olwachitha amagobolondo ezinhlamvu uma edubula ukuze ikwazi ukufaka inhlamvu.
To which side does it eject empty cartridges?
Ili manje lamagobolondo wachithela kuliphi uhlangothi?
It ejects to the right hand side.
Usho ukuthi ikhiphela ohlangothini lwanga kwesokudla.
It is your evidence, Lieutenant Colonel, that at the scene you could not find any empty cartridges. Is that correct?
Uthe wena uzange uthole amagobolondo lapha endaweni yesigameko kanjalo?
That's correct, my lord. Cartridge cases were not found at the scene.
Yebo awuzange utholakala ama-cartridge lapha endaweni yesigameko.
One of the scenarios, or two of the scenarios that you gave, Lieutenant Colonel, is that it could be that when the shot was fired, as there was a struggle over the firearm, so it could not eject cartridges, so the empty cartridge would be launched in the chamber of the firearm. Is that correct?
Uthe wena umuchaza ukuthi indaba ingatholakala ngecartridge wathena ngoba ke kwakukhona umbango lapho kubangwa isibhamu ngenzeka ukuthi ke kulo mbango lo igobolondo tholanga ithuba lokuthi liphume lisalela ngaphakathi esibhamini.
That's correct, my lord. When a shot is fired, as I have explained, every single shot fired, the slide moves to eject the fire cartridges. So for every shot, there will be this movement. So in the instance where a shot is fired, someone is holding the firearm, it disturbs the cycling of this. So the fire cartridges will not be ejected, will stuck inside the chamber of the firearm.
Makudutshulwayo ngesibhamu kukhona le ndawo le yesibhamu le islide lesingaphezulu iyahambiye ngemumva ukuze ikwazi ukuchitha igobolondo lapha. Manje uma kukhona osibambile isibhamu yenza ukuthi-ke singasakwazi ukuhamba le slide esilanga phezulu okwenza ukuthi igobolondo lingakwazi ukuthi lichitheke.
The second scenario that you gave is that the empty cartridges will be tagged in the clothing of the persons who are nearby the scene when the shots are fired.
Okunye uthe kungenzeka ukuthi lamagobolondo athathwe laba bekhona eduze kwendawo yesigameko ngesikhathi-ke isibhamu sidukule.
That's also a possibility, man.
Okunye kungenzeka lokho.
You also testified, Lieutenant Colonel, that from the physical evidence at the crime scene, the first shot was the one that was fired 90 degrees to the floor.
That's correct, man.
Is it correct that when based on what you have been saying, that when that shot is fired, the 9mm pistol, that is the exhibit, it will eject cartridges and the possibility of cartridges falling onto the floor cannot be ruled out? Do you confirm that?
That's correct, man.
So the possibility of the scene being contaminated, can you rule it out in the sense that somebody may interfere with the scene and take that empty cartridge which is on the floor in the kitchen?
I cannot rule out that possibility, man.
What is a high velocity firearm, Lieutenant Colonel?
High velocity?
Yes.
Don't you regard the rifles as high velocity? Because you're looking at the speed of your bullets. But with a pistol like this, the velocity will be between 350 and 380 meters per second.
Is being about 380 meters per second.
And comparing to the rifles will be around 700 to 900 meters or more than 900 meters per second.
So, this is a good my rifle. Zingaba since been 700 to figure 900 meters per second.
I referred you to the training that you received from the Forensic Science Laboratory. Part of the training that you receive is the wounding effect that the bullet has on the tissue, the effect that the bullet has on the target, and the effect that the target has on the bullet.
Kwenzekani ke uma inhlamvu ke ifika ingena la ingena khona noma kwenzekani ke inhlamvini uma ifika ingena endaweni ethile?
That's correct, Malo. That's part of terminal ballistics.
Yebo okunye kwalezinto esizifundayo.
Part of my cross-examination, Lieutenant Colonel, I will ask you to be of assistance. The first question that I want to canvass from you is, how does the bullet hitting the door affect the door's integrity? When the bullet hit the door, how does it affect the integrity of the door?
How does it affect the integrity of the door?
Yes.
I don't understand the question.
With regards to the damage, will be
Damage on the
damage on
door.
the door? Yes.
Are we referring to a direct shot to the door?
Okay.
I need clarity there so that I can explain.
When the
When you
bullet,
say the bullet hitting the door, I will say when shooting direct to the door.
yes.
If the door is closed, you're hitting a door at an angle of around 90 degrees. There's a possibility that your bullet will exit at the side. It's most likely your bullet will exit.
Uma uthi ke uqondene ngone nomnyango uyadubula emnyango kungezeka ke oqala ukuthi inhlamvu ingadlula kulowo mnyango idlulele ngale ngaphesheya komnyango.
In instances where you are shooting at the door at an angle, there's a possibility that your bullet will deflect. It won't exit on the outside. It will deflect to a different angle.
Uma ukuthi ke umudubula le mnyango alubhekene ngono umnyango futhi ke kuse kwi-angle umudubula le kungenzeka ukuthi le inhlamvu lena ifika ishaye idlule emnyango ingadluleli ngaphakathi kodwa kube sengathi yaphebezeka ibuyela ngemuva.
So in this case, you told this court that the shot was fired at an angle. Is that the physical evidence that you have, that the shot was fired at an angle?
Manje ubona ufaka zomletha la ukuthi inhlamvu lena yangena ngeengele ngalela langa idutsholo emnyango.
Well, the bullet perforated the deceased body and then it hit the door at an angle. It was not at the 90 degrees, but it was at an angle. That's why it deflected towards the back of the door.
Le nhlamvu yangena emzimbeni yaphinde yadlula emzimbeni kamufi yaseke ishaya lapha emnyango kodwa ke yaphelekezeka idlula phambili.
From where the deceased was standing, you said the door was slightly open. So how far was the deceased standing from the door? Behind the door, were you able to measure that?
As I said, it hits the deceased on the chest, exited at the back,
Yes.
in a downward trajectory. Now, if the deceased back was against the door, then I would expect the exit would end the damage on the door be more or less on the same measurement. But if you look at the measurement, there's a difference of about 6 centimeters.
Ushuthi ke indlela yangena ngayo inhlamvu umufi yangena kwaba sengathi iyaphansi kodwa wayemese kokuzobonakala ngathi inhlamvu iqondene ngo nala yashaya khona emnyango kodwa uma sibheka siyabona ukuthi khona umehluko ke uka 6 centimeters.
Now that's 6 centimeters. What will happen is it creates a space between the door and the deceased. So there will be a distance of more or less a meter or so, where your bullet has to travel downward for 6 centimeters before it hits the door.
Shuthi inhlamvu lena imisuka lapha umufi kuyabonakala ukuthi ngathi yehle la ngenza ukuthi ngakwane nebanga lemitha phakathi kukamufi nomnyango ukuthi inhlamvu ke lapho ngalesikhathi yayinokwehla ingakayosha emnyango.
You said the velocity of that, the speed at which the bullet travels once it exits the barrel of the firearm. What is the speed of that firearm?
So I can't hear the question.
The speed. What is the speed of that firearm? Or of the bullet once it exits the barrel of the firearm? What is the speed that it travels?
Sicela usitshe ngesivinini senhlamvu uma seke sephumile embobheni wesibhamu.
My lord, the muzzle velocity of 9mm is between 350 and 380 meters per second.
Shuthi isivinini sakhona saba ku-350 kuyofika ku-380 wamamitha ngomzuzwana or
the damage that you found at the door on the 27th of October 2014, You also said that you took photos. Amongst the photos that were shown to you is photo 12 of exhibit X13A. How would you describe that damage at the door?
Manje-ke ake sikhulume ngomonakalo owenze ngokuthi ngomhla 27 enyangeni ka-October 2014 waye ethatha iy'thombe. Sicela usichazele ngoba khona lo sibone lapha ey'thombeni awusichazele ukuthi kwakuyini lo monakalo owenzeke lapha kule mnyama.
Now the damage is of an unstable bullet at an angle.
Konakala sengathi lo monakalo wenziwe inhlamvu ebingahambi iqonde ngqo kodwa-ke esithi ngesingisi unstable ukuthi ayihamba nge-angle.
But when a shot is fired, the bullet leaves the barrel. It's in a spinning motion. When it comes out, it's in a spinning motion. But once it hits a target, it hits an object, it stops spinning, it starts tumbling. So when you say the bullet was unstable, it means it could have been moving this way or it could have been moving this way. So when it hits the door, it was probably in its side or anyway, but it was not directly the nose.
So-ke manje-ke uma inhlamvu iphuma esibhamini eyenza lokho ekuthiwa ngesingisi iyaspina, kodwa-ke uma isishaye la eshaya khona ayisaspiniki isiyaguquguquka le nhlamvu le kusho ukuthi-ke isingabe ibheka la ivela khona iphinde ibheke la iyakhona kanjalo kanjalo.
On your observation on the 27th of October 2014, did you observe a hole at the door?
Ngomhla 27 October 2014 wayibona yini imbobo emnyama?
Yes, Malata, we took pictures of the damage on the door.
Yebo ngayibona futhi ngaze ngathatha isithombe somonakalo owenzeka lapho emnyama.
Can we go to photo 12 of exhibit X13A? I'll also request that the photo, that is photo 12 of exhibit X13A be beamed. That one is photo 19 of Colonel Mshasha. I was referring to this one. From that photo, that is photo 12 of exhibit X13A, where did you see the hole, Lieutenant Colonel?
Lembo wayibona phi ke kulesi sithombe esilapha kulesi sikhombisi sisila phambi kwethu?
The bullet hole.
Yes, the bullet hole.
There's your bullet hole.
nansi inhlamvu la imbobo yenhlamvu.
What is it that is shown on, as I'm standing here, is on the left? On the left.
This one.
No, as I'm standing here, it's on the left.
On the left.
Yes.
Oh, this.
Yes, yes. Not that one. You refer to.
Are we referring to this?
Not the whole thing. Just opposite the damage which you refer to as the hole that you.
The hole is here. And are we referring to this? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My lord, what transpired there is the bullet hit the door at an angle. So it did not go through because it's an angle. It deflects. It's like it's bouncing on the wall and deviating. So there is where it exited, pushing part of the wood, the splinters, these ones, pushing them from inside, outside. That's why now they are coming out too. So it got between these splinters there, and it deflected from there and pushed them from inside outside.
La ukubonakala lapha yila kubonakala khona la inhlamvu efike yaphusha lama splinters iphuma ngaphakathi iphumela ngaphandle.
On the 26th of October 2014, Constable Musia visited the crime scene, and he gave the description of points in his photo album, which was handed in as Exhibit C of the record. He described point A2 as a bullet hole. Point A2 as a bullet hole. My colleague are going to assist you, Lieutenant.
Is it the same as?
Yes.
La khona la omunye ukolego wachaza lapha point A2 wathi lo A2 yila kwangena khona inhlamvu.
Which is on Exhibit C of the record.
Khona
Which is the
lapha
description of
ku-exhibit
points.
C.
You don't have Exhibit C.
No, I don't have Exhibit C. Which photo?
It is photo 8.
Yes, I have photo 8.
Yes. In the description of photos, it described that damage at point A2 as a bullet hole. So it is the same photo depicting photo 12 of your photo album.
lapha ku photo ekhombisa ukuthi ila ekushaya khona inhlamvu kanti into eyodwa yini nale kulesi sithombe u12.
That's correct, Malu. That's the same.
Yebo umonakalo owodwa umonakalo ofanayo.
On the 27th of October 2014, you told this court that you were called by Captain Bentley to attend the crime scene. Do you confirm that?
On 27 October 2014, what is Captain Bentley ukuthi uze lapha ku crime scene anginjalo?
That's correct, Malu.
Yebo nginjalo.
On exhibit LL1, which is an affidavit of Captain Bentley, he says the following. In his affidavit, a decision was taken during the briefing that to investigate the scene as if no investigation was done. During the first walk through of the scene, Captain Masombuga indicated the place on the kitchen floor where a bullet point was discovered and collected by Constable Musia. He further indicated to me a bullet hole on the inside of the kitchen door. When you were there at the scene, Lieutenant Colonel, were you shown by Captain Bentley this bullet hole which was on the door?
Umukhona lapho Captain Bentley wakukhombisa yini le bullet hole?
That's correct, Malu.
Athi yebo kunjalo.
On the 17th of August 2023, when Constable Musia was cross-examined by my colleague, Mr. Ramsepede, he says the following at page 29 of the record of the 17th of August 2023. Mr.
Ramsepede, Captain Musia umhla 17 August 2023 waphendula wathi
at line 13.
Ngo 9:13
Musia says the following, and I quote,
nako kusho umsiwe
at page 29. And I quote, I check on the floor where I noticed the bullet hole.
Njengabheka lapha singabona khona qaphela ukuthi kukhona imbobo la eshaya khona inhlamvu.
I also checked the door as well, and I realized that the bullet did not exit the door, and I thought to myself, perhaps it had fallen between the layers of the door, but I did not find that bullet.
Can you please read it bit by bit so that I can get everything?
Okay, thank you. I also checked the door as well as, and I realized that the bullet did not exit the door, and I thought to myself, perhaps it had fallen between the layers of the door, but I did not find that bullet. He further says the following at page 30 of the record of the 17th of August 2023. at line 20.
Ukhuluma lapha ku line 20.
The question was posed to Constable Musia, and I quote, "Now on that point that you raised, that you look at the whole, and you correct me if I'm wrong. At line 20.
Line?
Line 20. Just towards the end of the page.
Uthi-ke lana ubaba Msibili sikulelo phuzu lelo oluvezile uthi wabheka imbobo le yentambo and wena-ke ungangitshela uma ukuthi ngeze iphutha lana wavele wacabanga ukuthi inhlamvu lena iyadlula and yase khona ungabona ungazwakalanga kahle yase-ke yelona yamaphanele alomnyango akunjani?
Yes, just to complete that for the record so that it can be recorded. You assume perhaps that the bullet went through and fell through it's indistinct, of the panels of the door, correct? Then the answer by Mr. Musia, that is correct. So, close quotation.
So, uthi-ke lana mhlawumbe-ke intamvu lena yadlula yadlula kumaphaneli omnyango akunjalo basethi yebo kunjalo.
So the question that I'm posing to you, Lieutenant Colonel, is that when you observe that damage, which you refer to as a hole, was there any indication that the bullet went through and it could have fallen between the panels of the door, from your observation?
Manje ubhekeni wakho wabona yini ukuthi njengoba intamvu le yafika yashaya lapha emnyango ukuthi kungenzeka yini ukuthi iwele ngaphakathi kwamaphaneli omnyango?
No, my lord, it deflected on the door and then continued to travel.
No, cha iyaphebezeka lapha emnyango yaqhubekela phambili.
You also told the court, Lieutenant Colonel, that you don't know this witness or this police officer.
Utshele inkantolo ukuthi awulazi leli phoyisa.
Motswedi.
Umtswedi. Umtswedi. Sorry.
Is that what you told this court?
No, I don't know you.
Cha angimazi lo Mtswedi.
His affidavit was read into the record and it was handed in and admitted as Exhibit L2 of the record.
Affidavit yakhe yafundwa lapha phambi kwenkantolo yamukela.
I'm not going to repeat what he says, but the crux of my question is that he says that on the 27th of October 2014 at about 9, he arrived at the scene where a ballistic expert, Captain Mangena, and the photographer, Warrant Officer Mhlahlo, who took scene photos. Captain Mangena took exhibit of spent cartridge that was found on the door frame. Close quotation.
Uthi-ke lapho isithiye lapho ka-affidavit yakhe lapha endaweni esigame kwathola kukhona u-ballistic expert baMangena nalo ayithatha ithombe uMhlahlo. Uthi kumebhala lapha ku-affidavit yakhe uthi baMangena wathatha amagobolondo ezibhamu lapha endaweni esigameko.
You said you don't know this warrant. He's a warrant officer, or he was a warrant officer in the Southern Police Service.
Uthe awumazi lo warrant officer?
My lord, I don't know this person. By 9 o'clock, I was not at the scene. I only received a call around 10, and I arrived at the scene after 11.
Angimazi lo muntu ngoba mina ngathola ikhona ngo-10 ngo-9 o'clock ngangingekho nokuba khona lapho endaweni. Mina ngaze ngafika sengibizwe ngo-10 ngafika ngekhathi zo-11.
And as I've mentioned earlier, that when we process the crime scene, we don't allow people or any police officers into the scene. It will be only myself and my team and Captain Bentley or Warrant Officer Mutlato and their team. No other members will be allowed in the scene.
Asifumela amaphoyisa ukuthi angene endaweni yesigameko kungena thina kuphela no Captain Bentley nethimba lakhe nami nethimba lami.
On the 28th of October 2014, how did you learn about the postmortem examination which was going to be conducted on the body of the deceased?
Ngomhla 8 October waze kanjani ukuthi kuzoba nokuhlolwa komzimba kamufi?
How did I learn about it?
Yes.
Postmortem.
About the postmortem, yes.
That it will be on the next
28th,
day.
yes.
No, we were informed that the crime scene that the postmortem will be conducted the next day.
Sawatshela sikhona lapha endaweni esigameko ukuthi i-postmortem izokwenziwa ngelanga elilandelayo.
Because normally if we attend the crime scene and there's somebody who died or the scene or deceased at the scene and the postmortem must be conducted, we will tell them to inform us so that we can attend the postmortem.
Uma sikhona lapha endaweni esigameko khona umuntu oshonile lapho baye basitshela ukuthi kuzoba ne-postmortem ukuze sikwazi ukuthi uma sinethuba sikwazi ukuya lapho.
Who were the members who attended the postmortem on the 28th of October 2014?
Ngomhla 28 angakike ama-members akho attenda i-postmortem.
I attended with my two old colleagues and then Warrant Officer Mutlato attended with the crime scene management members. I can't recall who was there also.
Warrant Officer Mutlato nami nalabo engisenza nababili saya khona lapha abangisakhumbula.
Did you meet the doctor on the 28th of October 2014?
Nahlangana noDoctor ngomhla 28 October 2014.
That's correct, my lord. When the doctor came, I was there with him, and then when he conducted the postmortem, I was also standing there with him.
Ngangikhona befika uDoctor futhi nanoma yenza umsebenzi wakhe ukuhlola isidumbu ngangikhona la.
Did you introduce yourselves to the doctor?
Nazi thula uDoctor.
Yes, we did, my lord.
Yebo sasethula.
Was that at the examination room or outside before you entered the room where the postmortem was conducted?
Nani ngaphakathi endaweni lena ukuhlola khona isidumbu noma nani sengaphandle?
I cannot recall whether we were outside or we were inside before the postmortem.
Angisakhumbula ukuthi kwelokwenzeka singaphakathi noma sasengaphandle.
I'm laboring on this, Lieutenant Colonel, because of the information that appears on the postmortem report at page 6 of the postmortem report by Dr. Steenkamp.
Ngisho lo ngoba ngenxa lokubhalwe lapha ku-postmortem bhalwe uDr. Steenkamp.
He says the following under additional observation at page 6 of the postmortem report. 1. The autopsy was attended by the investigating officer, Warrant Officer A.S. Motwedi from the Provincial Investigation Unit.
Uthi-ke owayekhona lapho uWarrant Officer Motwedi, Warrant Officer A.S. Motwedi.
Warrant Officer T.T. Mhlahlo from the Provincial Task Team.
Uthi-ke nomhlahlo we-Provincial Task Team.
Captain Mangena from the Ballistics.
Wayekhona no Captain Mangena wese Ballistics.
Lieutenant Mahati from the Ballistics,
no Lieutenant Mahat was a ballistic.
and Warrant Officer Ntini from the Ballistics.
No me warrant officer was a ballistic.
So the two colleagues that you referred to that were with you when the postmortem was conducted on the 28th of October 2014, it was Lieutenant Mokhati and Warrant Officer Ntini. Those were your colleagues.
At Bayakona Labuba, warrant officer Kumanga.
There was also Warrant Officer Mthatlo from the
That-
provincial task team,
That's correct.
Can
and
you
yourself.
That's correct.
Can you please repeat that question?
There was also Warrant Officer Mthatlo and yourself.
Oh, warrant officer Mhlatshwe naye wayekhona now. Athi yebo.
The name of Warrant Officer Motwedi is coming back again.
Nathi igama lika warrant officer Mtwedi livela futhi.
Do you still say you don't know him, Lieutenant?
So phikelela ukuthi awumazi.
I can't recall him. I don't know him. Maybe I know him when I see, but I don't know the same name.
Mhlawumbe ngiyamazi nje ebusweni kodwa ngimkhumbuli.
On the 28th of October 2014, when the postmortem was conducted, were there any exhibits that were handed over to you after the postmortem for further examination?
Kwakhona yini iziboniso ezanikwa wena ngalo mhla 28 October 2014 ukuthi uyoqhubeka uyosihlola?
My lord, the deceased sustained one gunshot wound, the perforating gunshot wound, where it enters at the front, exit at the back. So there was no any other exhibit found on the body.
Hayi sikho isikhombisa esatholakala lapha emzimbeni wakhe ngoba inhlamvu lena yangena yambhoboza ese iyadlula emzimbeni wakhe.
Were there any specimens that were taken on the deceased?
Khona yini ama-specimen atholakala emzimbeni kamufi?
I'm not sure, my lord, possibly so, maybe blood samples or something, but I do not collect those things and I don't work with those things, so I had no interest on those ones.
Cha angazi mhlawumbe kwathathwa igazi kodwa akangisebenzi ngaloko so angeke ngazi ukuthi kwathathwa ini enjengaleyo.
Yes. For the record, I'll refer to this paragraph by the doctor with regards to specimen which was retained. The doctor says type of specimen, blood and swab from the fingernails, examination DNA.
Kuthiwa ke lapho kwathathwa ke okwala ngaphansi kwezinzipho zakhe ukuze kuyohlolwa i-DNA ulibo futhi.
The seal numbers, or the seal number was 13D2A C4519, and evidence bag serial number PA400 181121. It was handed to SFOE Mangena. You don't know about this?
No, I don't know.
Le sample leyo yafakwe ku evidence bag yanikwa uMgwenya uthiwa amazi yena athi angimazi.
In your evidence in chief, Lieutenant Colonel, on the 30th of August 2023, you told this court that you visited the accused persons, that is Mr. Sibiya, Ndanzi, Ngube, Mapisa, and Dudi, at various detention centers. Do you confirm that?
Uthe wena mhla 30 August 2023 wavakashela abasola ukuthi uSibiya uNtanzi noNtuli. Uyavuma lo?
That's correct, man. It was on different dates.
Yebo kodwa ngosuku kongelona lolu suku okungolunye usuku.
You testified that these persons were persons of interest in this case.
Zile ukuthi abantu ke abantu abenfisa ukuthi nikhulume nabo ngalolu daba.
That's correct, my lord. I was informed by Brigadier that these are the persons of interest.
Yeah, bayangitshelile ukuthi bona sasibabhekile ubrigadier.
By the persons of interest, what does that mean?
Manje uma usenzisela igama elithi persons of interest noma abantu esibabhekile uchaza ukuthini lo?
By person of interest, that is the people that he's looking at as possible people who can be the suspects in the case.
Abantu ecacanga ukuthi mhlambe bangaba wasolwa kulolu daba.
Amongst the visit that you did was on the 30th of June 2020, where you visited Mr. Mngube. Do you confirm that?
Wavakashela babamncube mhla 20 kuJune 2020.
That's correct.
Yebo kunjalo.
You also told this court that at the time of the visits, you were taking notes.
Wathi kana isikhathi ke uyovakasha ngaleyo ndlela wawuthatha ke amanothi awubhala.
No, my lord, I was not taking notes, I was taking measurements.
Cha ngangikala nje ngangabhali amanothi.
So there were no notes that you made after taking measurements.
So kona ukala nje akho amanothi wabhala.
No.
Cha
So you did not write anywhere, maybe in your diary, about the visits.
I took measurements, I only wrote the measurements of the height, shoulder height, elbow height, and the length.
ngabhala nje ukuthi mude kangana nehlombe kwezinye indawo engahlola kuzona kuphela.
Where were you documenting your findings?
Manje lokho wakuthola ke lapho kwawubhala.
Which findings?
The measurements.
I only took the measurements and I wrote them on I had a notebook that I was writing.
Ngangine notebook la engibhala khona ukuthi lento engiyikalile ingana.
You did not make a statement, an affidavit.
Awuzange ubhala affidavit?
No, man.
Cha ngizange ngibhala.
On the 30th of August 2023, Lieutenant Colonel, that is your evidence, at page 54 of the record. It says the following, and I quote, at page 54 of the proceedings of the 30th of August 2023.
Page
54, 54.
Yep.
He says the following: the scars I see on the legs will be from his childhood, and from there, my Lord, I did not tell him what I was looking for, but from what he told me, I realized that this might be the person. It's indistinct because how did he know that I was looking for scars on him?
Please help us with the lines that you are reading.
From line 1 to 5.
We are on page 54, but we...
It's not the same one as the one that's on.
It doesn't seem to be having any of what you're reading.
Page 54 of the proceedings of the 30th of August 2023. It is the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena. At the top, the first paragraph at the top, it's line 1.
It's not the same.
Can I please approach so you can help me, madam?
Screen.
Well, at our page 54, the first paragraph says that with the sentence, then the elbow. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Can you please start reading again?
I'll start reading from where it says, the scars I see on the legs will be from his childhood. And from there, my Lord, I did not tell him that what I was looking for. But from what he told me, I realized that this might be the person. It's indistinct. Because of how did he know that I was looking for scars on him?
No, it's a different one. They are not the same.
What I'm reading is one and the same thing.
Yeah, but the ones that we
Oh,
have
on that, I think we must rely on the one that is there because it is one and the same thing.
Manje lesifazana ngibone enyaweni zivela ebuncaneni bakhe and ukusuka lapho kosenkantolo angizange ngimtshele ukuthi ngangifunani kodwa-ke kuloko angitshela kona ngabona ukuthi kusho ukuthi ngabe kuyena lo muntu akusazwakali kahle-ke lapho ngoba wakwazi kanjani ukuthi ngifuka lesibazi lezi kuyena.
So it is what he told you, that the scars I see on his leg would be from his childhood. It is what
kusho ukuthi kona impilo kakutshela kona ukuthi lesibazi lezi sivela ebuncaneni bakhe.
That's what he told me, that if you see a scars on my leg, it will be from my childhood.
Yilo angitshela kona ukuthi
I didn't
ungabona
see the
ibazi
scars.
ey'nyaweni zami zizobe zivela ebuncaneni bakhe. Ngizange ngizibone lezo bazi.
did you also document this on your notebook?
Wakubhala
What he told you.
nalokho book yakho?
No, I didn't document that.
No, angizange ngikufake lokho.
How do you recall this, that he told you this?
Ukhumbula kanjani ukuthi wakutshela lokho?
That's what he said when I was there.
No,
So I heard
no.
him saying that.
Ngangikhona ngamuzwa ukusho lokho.
I mean, from the date of the visit on the 6th of June 2020 up to the date when you testified on the 30th of August 2023, some 3 years later, you still recall what he told you?
That's correct.
Kusukela ngalesi sikhathi ekutshela kuyofika isikhathi uzoletha ubufakazi emva kweminyaka emithathu awusakhumbula athi
From the date of the incident on the 26th of October 2014, you still expected to see the injuries on the legs.
kusukela ngomhla 26 October 2014 kangukuthi usengazibona ibazi nokulimala alimala kona emzimbeni wakhe.
I was not looking for the injuries, I was looking for scars.
Ngangifuna ibazi, ngangafuni ngangacabanga ukuthi ngizobona ukulimala.
You still expected to see them, to see the scars. Some
Wena usabheka ukuthi
6 years
sengazibona
later.
lezi bazi.
The scars will remain there, yes.
Yebo ibazi zizohlala zikhona, yeah.
In respect of my client, you said you visited him at Louis Cop Correctional Services.
Uthi ke iklanti yamvashelelo uqobo.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjani?
I'm instructed by Mr. Mapisa that it is correct that you did visit him on the 6th of July 2020 at Louis Cop Prison.
Tumapisa wamvashela ejele laseLuko.
You said you did the same process, or you embark on the same process as you did with the rest.
Ushuwenza indlela owenza ngayo kulabo abanye.
The same process that I did with accused number 3.
Yebo ngenza lokho engakwenza kumsolo wesithathu.
He agrees that you did take his height, his shoulder, and his elbow, and you asked him to take his shoes and socks. That was on the 6th of July 2020, and you did not find anything.
Uyavuma ukuthi wafika wamkala ubude bakhe nehlombe lakhe nendololwane yakhe. Uyavuma futhi nokuthi wamkhumulisa icathulo nemasokisi.
That's correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kunjani?
He instructs me that, and I must put it to you, that he was not at the crime scene on the 26th of October 2014. That is the crime scene at house number 13511, Kutwanong Street. At the times that it is said the incident occurred.
Uthi yena mhla 26 October 2014 wayengekho eduzane noma indaweni lena yesigameko number 1351 eKopanong Street.
I cannot comment on that.
Angeke phawule lo.
He further instructs me that he is not a person of interest, or he was not a person of interest, and he has never been a person of interest in this case.
Uthi yena wangena umuntu wangabheka akazi abe umuntu wangabheka futhi angeke abe umuntu wangabheka kuleli cala.
I was not the investigating officer, and he was not a person of interest to me. Probably to the investigating officer, but not to me.
Umuntu owayengaba mhlambe ke ethanda ukuthi angambheka owayephenye icala umseshi. Hayi mina angenalutho naye.
He further instructs me that the fact that you did not find any injuries or scars on his leg support his sentiment.
Uthi ke futhi ukuthi awuzange uthole zibazi yena nokulimala kuyena enyaweni kuyagcizelela lokhu ukuthi akuyena.
What is your comment?
I cannot comment on that, man.
Angeke ngiphawule ngalokho.
He has placed this on record not more than once. He instructs me that he knows accused number 1, Mr. Spear.
As what?
He knows Mr. Spear before court.
Thank you. Uthi ushilo ukuthi uyamazi ubaba uSibiya lo phambi kwenkantolo.
No comment, my lord.
Cha akukho engaphawula ngalokho.
Ngasho njalo. My lord, may I take one instruction from my client, Mr. Mafis?
Yeah.
Thank you, my lord, for the court's indulgence. My lord, just 1 minute. May I approach my colleague, Advocate Nxumalo? Thank you. He further instructs me that he did not know Mr. Ndanzi before court. He first met Mr. Ndanzi when they made their first appearance at Boksburg Magistrates Court.
Yaqhubeka ukuthi yena akamazi baMntanzi waqala umazi uma beyovela enkantolo yase-Boksburg inkantolo yemanje.
On the 27th of October 2020.
Mhla 27 October
2020.
ngo-2020.
No comment.
Hayi akukho engaphawula ngalokho.
He instructs me that before the 26th of October 2014, he knew Mr. Mngube before court. He was his friend. He was his friend.
Uthi-ke ingakabi fike lolu suku mhla 26 October 2014 wayemazi uMngube lo khona la enkantolo ngoba wayemngani wakhe.
I can't comment on that, my lord.
Angeke ngiphawule lutho ngalokho.
Lastly, he instructs me that before the 26th of October 2014, he knew Mr. Ntuli. Mr. Ntuli was his acquaintance.
Uthi-ke wayemazi noNtuli ngaphambi komhla 26 October 2014 kwakuwumuntu amazi.
I can't comment on that, my lord.
Angeke ngibe nengingaphawula ngalokho.
My lord, I request that we take an adjournment until tomorrow overnight.
What's the time, sorry?
Thank you.
3:19. 19 minutes past 3.
Sorry. Is that okay? Other councils?
Indeed, so it's in order.
It is indeed.
Are you available? Colonel?
I'm available, my lord.
Okay, then you're done until 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, rising court.